Hello everyone, I am Tacet, and today we are going to be doing Gems of War Guild Wars, week 41, day 6. It is a yellow day, and we are up against Anonymous, and we are going to be testing for the first time in Guild Wars a Emperor Liang team. I may need to make adjustments and stuff as we go on, but we are basically going to be going with a Rush Gorgoltha into hopefully getting an extra turn, which will give us a lot of stuff. It'll give him additional HP gain to our allies. It'll give us a enchant to a random ally. And because we're using Jotnar, it'll also give a barrier to a random ally. This is extremely tanky. Very little damage though. We have two ways of killing. Jotnar for 1 to 2 shots, or we have Famine. So that's about it. Those are the only two ways we are really going to be able to get any kind of kill whatsoever. But we do have a lot of mana generation and a lot of protection. If worse comes to worse, we will switch back to the other thing, but we're going for this for now. I believe we're also perfect score so far, or at least perfect win rate. So if we do another 5-0, we will indeed, oops, wrong way. We will indeed have 5-0 for our first week back in Bracket 1 all year. So that'd be pretty cool. We're not actually going to be staying in Bracket 1 because we've been missing an entire person this entire week. So our score is pretty bad given that, since we're about 50,000 points lower than what we should be. But anyways, let's get into it. And, yeah, I don't think I need to adjust anything else. Should be good. Let's just get right into it. Hello, Adam! Hello, Derek. Hello, Candy. Hello, David. Hello, Captain. And hello, other Aaron. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Okay. We'll go and purple to the yellow. Looks good. He does have a yellow removal, so taking some yellow off the board is perfectly fine. He'll go right for that Liang, which is kind of bad because it is going to have a lower HP. Oh, you know what? I didn't think about that. Yes, that was actually the reason why I said Liang would be so bad in Guild Wars. I didn't even notice he was using it until just now. He is using a Spirit Fox, which is really bad for Emperor Liang on a yellow day, because the whole point of yellow day, or the whole point of Liang, is to, if we're using a pure color team, to target that color that the team is. And since our team is currently using yellow, or is oriented towards yellow, it's going to be a little bit annoying to do that. We could easily take it off of our board control, but like right now, we could go take it for yellow right here. But overall, that's still going to be more annoying than anything. So I'm going to go for that extra turn, just so we can get a little bit more of a boost onto everything. And now we can start going a bit crazy. So he's going to poke us with a skull. That's going to mean very little to us, though. So go grab that. We now have our pokes. Only thing we really need now is a famine. And I do want to make sure I get that up so that we do have that full mana drain. And now we can kind of just keep going crazy, keep casting it out, and should be somewhat safe. How much damage are we up to off the Jotnar? That is 21, that is 55. Nothing will die to 55 damage, so there's no point in really throwing that out. I guess we'll go with a famine on his most annoying thing. And at this current moment in time, I guess that would be the Forest Guardian. So yeah, we'll just get rid of the Forest Guardian here. Not completely, but it will bring it into Jotnar range, which we can simply just go poke with a Jotnar and down it will go. Then we can do it right back on yellow again and keep repeating the cycle. Basically, the cycle is we do it on yellow. It gives everything a bunch of magic and HP. Ideally, we'd get the extra turn there, and then we just repeat the whole cycle again with the Gorgoltha. And this clears the board, so we can now do it on yellow again, and we just keep repeating this until we win. And ideally, we'll keep getting an extra turn like that always, though, of course, that's not going to happen. But might as well give it a shot. It's working out pretty decent so far. Trying to find if we have an extra turn. There is definitely an extra turn somewhere in all this mess. Not that blue. I'm talking about like a removal on yellow is the main thing I'm looking for. If that yellow wasn't there, we'd have it. It would drop that down. It would drop the blue down. It would drop that one. I believe I'd give it to him. We could take green, but that only hits on famine. But I guess that does give famine more damage. I will do it. Why not? I'll go do it on famine right there. Oh, wait. That was an extra turn? Oh! There's another green in the corner. Well, I guess I should have just done it on yellow then. Fail. Not that big a deal. We can just go kill him out with the Jotnar there. Should be way more than enough damage. He's getting additional magic every single time, making it easier for him to hit as well. Oh, hello, Stealthy. Never mind. That awkward moment when you forget a Stealthy. I actually never really even noticed that, but he does have Stealthy in all 3 of his forms. It's one of the really nice features about him that I very rarely ever notice because it barely comes into play. But as you can see right now, he is indeed still stealthy. Every form he has stealthy on it, making it unable to actually specifically target him down. But we'll just wait till the cycle comes back around. He will get a poke there. Still, we have Hunter's Mark on us, but it's not too big a deal. We need a cleanse. This does not have a cleanse on. Actually, I don't believe we have any cleanse, which is a little bit unfortunate, given that that actually is a damage source of ours. But hopefully we'll get lucky enough that that doesn't really hit. Right now, I think we're just going to do it on yellow again, as we normally do. Kind of need a famine down, but it's not going to be enough damage. Might as well go for the JoeConnors at this point. Or is that? Let's see. 4, 5, 10. That is 52 damage. That would not be enough, so there's no point in actually going for it. So we're going to get rid of all the yellow here. And ideally get an extra turn. We didn't, though. If we could get a barrier back on him, that would make it so he doesn't get hit. So he just goes and transforms again. Been a while since I've actually seen that thing mass transform. That's a really good sign that we are going way too slow if he has the opportunity to keep transforming like that. But I'll throw a famine right here. Finally get that dead, since we can't target everything else. Now we can target them, now that all that is left is stealthy. And we got the cleanse right there. Get our poke. And it should be a pretty easy ride from here. Red, not really worth taking, but we'll take it that way just to get our barriers and everything. Take it that way again, just keep poking. And too bad we don't get any kind of bonus for having higher stats. We're really unkillable, but we win so slowly that we might just have to go back to our normal team. Yeah, that's not enough to kill yet. That's 3 barriers, plus himself. What is that, 28? That is 70 damage. It is a little bit short still. So we'll go for that kill. And we should be able to get the 1 hit on it. So we'll go and just do something that will indeed go into it. I guess we'll just get a random, like, blue here. Hopefully get the brown extra turn. Didn't, but we have the famine. Just poke him with that real quick, and then Gorgolfa and anything we get that had to cast, we'll be able to kill it. And that is not a cast we need, though. We'll go throw this onto, I guess, yellow. Actually, blue would give him full mana. And that's all we need to win. So I guess at this point, I will just go for the blue. As long as he doesn't get his ability right here. Oh, he did! He did, and he went for it. Well, 39 Explosion Gorgolfa, easily a full board clear. And please go down already with, how much damage is that? That is 71 damage. That is way more than enough. Though getting to that point took way too long, that is for sure. Wow. Okay. Yeah, we might need to go with plan B. That or put like a World Breaker or something into this team. I know, I want to keep Famine though. And I can't replace out Gorgolfa. World Breaker would be really nice though. World Breaker in place of Famine. The biggest downside to that is what if he gets to do anything. Well, let's see. The opposing team we're up against right now is basically just a Dawnbringer. It's actually really similar to what we're using now. I think we'll keep the Famine for now. This team will be a little bit more tame than what it was prior. So yeah, we'll keep it for now. We'll still keep going. The only real big issue with using a World Breaker is we don't have any way to counter out their damage output. We do with barriers, but that's really dependent on us getting a lot of extra turns. And that won't always happen. We had 2 attempts there, one on the previous turn and one on that turn. We didn't actually get it on either turn, but that's just sitting right there. So we'll go for that, clear out the board, and should be good to go from there. Also, hello, Vartan. Hello, Dark Wolf. Hello, Questor. Hello, Ray. Hello, Sean. Hello, Strook. Hello, Two-Jest. Hello, Marcelo. You made your own guild, but when you complete your guild task, it's not giving you the rewards. Oh, if you've already claimed the rewards on a given week, it will not let you reclaim them. So for example, if you claimed, let's say, the first 5 rewards in every category, and then you go and leave to a different guild, or you create your own new guild, and then you go and complete those tasks, it will not give it to you again. The reason for this is they don't want people to just exploit that, and constantly just keep making new guilds, just to constantly keep doing the lower tasks. Once you have claimed a specific task in a given week, even if you do it again by making your own guild or something else, you will not be able to claim it again until next week. So basically, every single task within a guild, you can only ever claim once, even if you go to multiple guilds that are still claiming it. So do keep that in mind. And that's mainly just there to make sure people don't exploit it for basically infinite resources. Well, maybe not infinite resources, but very cheap resources. So I'll go move that over. Are you going to go to your Let's Play account soon? Haven't seen it for a while. Yeah, we could go over that at the end of this stream, or once we go over like the new troops and everything. Yeah, I haven't played on it for a while. I don't even think it claimed the Shocktopus yet. Hopefully it's still available. I think it said until Monday it's available, so I'll probably have like 3 more hours to claim it. But yeah, I haven't even claimed the thing on it yet. Definitely need to go do that. He's going to get that barrier thing. I think I'm going to throw a blank JoeConnors here just to start poking away at the Dawnbringer. I do not want the Dawnbringer to really do anything. Okay, it is going to get a cast off. Not much I could do about that, especially since it did indeed get it down. And now we'll have to deal with all of these little things. So I'm going to need to work kind of from the front now, since I don't have any particularly good way of removing barrier with this team. So right here, we're just going to go do it on, let me cast. Do it on yellow just so we can get our bonus for everyone. Ideally, we'd get an extra turn. Didn't get one there, though. Famine we're going to need very soon. I think to do that, we're just going to get a Gorgolfa here, clear out this barrier. And I might just have to work from the front line now with the situation that we've kind of put ourselves in. So we'll go through the Famine here. Should hit really high. Not going to bother calculating out the exact number, but it's almost enough to hit. And that will be enough to clean it up with air. Just keep repeating the cycle until we win. And we'll be good to go. Go throw that down again. Get our buff for everything. Get our magic buff and all that. This will remove the barrier from it. Never mind, it was already removed from something else. Got our nice extra turn. Not enough damage yet. That is 1 barrier plus the thing. That's 14 damage. That's 52 total. If only that barrier was off. But I could go throw this maybe into a skull or something. Oh, you know what? We'll go take that. Get ourselves full mana. Gets our extra turn. That ups the damage slightly. Still nowhere near enough, though. So we'll get a Gorgolfa clear and get a better cast, like a Famine against it. Oh, never mind. Now it's within kill range. So he'll just take a skull or something. Perfect. We'll go throw to Famine to get rid of all of his manas. And yeah, I guess I'll use this for every single battle today, just to see what it scores. Based on how slow it's going right now, if I had to guess, it's going to be like a 9,100 today. It's going way too slow to actually get us a decent score, but it does seem pretty safe. It's working a lot safer than I thought it would. The only thing that's really going to be annoying is if we were ever up against Mana Drain with this team. Though he does have a Mana Drain immunity starting next patch, but with everything else on the team not having immunity, it's probably going to be too slow. Though then again, a lot of people probably won't be using Mana Drain starting next patch, because there's going to be way more counters to it. So the amount we'll see within Guild Wars will go down slightly, at least. So right here we're going to do it on yellow again to get everything to buff. We could do it more for board control, but that does make sure we get the higher damage buffs and everything like that. He's going to throw his ability, though that's going to be pretty trivial since we have double barrier, nor are we poisoned. Though even if we were poisoned, him hitting barriers does not actually instant kill, assuming we have the barrier up. And now Famine does such a little damage, I might as well just keep getting up, what's his name, Jotnar, because Jotnar is going to be way more damage than trying to poke him with Famines. Famine's only 42 damage, and it can't be any higher, because he's the last thing left on his team. So we'll just throw that down, and one more of those will indeed kill him out, so we'll take those blues, and just do anything we can to get a mana. Might even need to just use this on blue or something. There we go, perfect. And that was indeed an extra turn, and that is indeed the kill. And we had a pretty high boost ratio there, too. He gets 7 additional damage per barrier and per giant on the team, which can stack up to be a lot of damage. More often than not, he can actually one-shot, though in Guild Wars it's a little bit harder for him to get that one-shot. Synergized with Fairy Fire, it's pretty easy, though I don't believe there's a good yellow Fairy Fire at the moment that we could really fit into the team if we wanted to do that. Let me double check. Yellow and Fairy Fire. Let's see, none of you have it. None of you have it. Okay, there's only one troop and it does it off of skulls. So yeah, there's currently no good yellow Fairy Fire option that we'd be able to use. So unfortunately, that's not keepable at the moment. But we'll go and back to Guild Wars, back to battle, and double check this is the right one. Yep, it is. Oh, we could even deny out purple. That's another slightly good thing about Emperor Liang. If we truly had to, we could just use her, or I mean use him to deny out a specific color. That's really annoying on the opposing team. Only slightly annoying thing here, I almost want to switch these two, is that Corvash. If Corvash gets down before we get our Famine off, that will be very, very, very frustrating. But I'm just going to assume we get it quick enough that it won't matter. Only bad thing that could happen is if we miss our Gorgolfa explosion. Okay, we have two ways that we could double take the mana here. We could take the brown into the yellow, or we could just simply take both of those. I think I take the brown into the yellow because that will give him, or that won't give him a free skull turn, so we'll do that. He still gets a skull, but it's not a free skull. So we do that. Oh, he better not die to that death mark. Forgot about that. Okay, we'll go and just take a brown. Please get that cleanse. Okay, good. If he would have died right there, that would have been match. But he didn't, so now we win. There really isn't any way to lose this battle at this point unless he randomly gets the most amazing Corvash out of nowhere. Because we're going to have a really huge mana lead. Oh, he could also randomly kill us off a death mark if we don't get that back up soon. So I might just take the brown right now just so we have the cleanse and just go straight into it. Oh, we don't get barriers now too. We ended up getting that stun. Really need to kill that objective. I think we could wait one more turn. I'm going to hope we get lucky enough that he doesn't die right there. You know what? I'm not going to risk it. We'll go for the Gorgolfa. Oh, nope, he still gets re-death marked, but at least there's a one-turn delay. So we're still fine for now. I'm actually not going to kill him immediately, I don't think. Because he's going to take another skull, which is going to replace the 1-turn delay. So we're going to go straight for Corvash there. Out of anything on his team, that's going to be the thing that's going to make us lose. So I'm going to take that out. Ooh, we're stunned right now, so I actually can't let him have that skull. So I'm going to have to take it myself. That still gives us full mana, though. And he dies right when I was about to cast them. Okay. Well, that's bad. But not the end of the battle, for sure. Only slight bad thing about this variation of this team is, unlike the Amnesia version, it does not have a summon. So if he doesn't trigger that 25% chance to summon a Ancient Horror, we're actually out of luck, and we're one troop short. So that will hurt our score a little bit. I don't believe we have enough damage to poke that either. So I'm going to have to take something like a purple, throw that on yellow or green, probably yellow, and then just go from there. So we'll throw this on yellow. This will give us a full famine and the buff we need, and some magic to increase our damage. Gets a little bit of value. And, wait, why did his skull not hit? Oh, because he hit barrier. Okay, that makes sense. We'll go through, I guess, famine now. Let's double check that this is indeed enough damage. 10, 12, 6. That is 28. 28 times 2. That brings it up to 56. And, yeah, that's way more than enough. I didn't really even need to calculate that out. That is way, way more than what we actually needed to be able to land that kill. Okay. Storm Shield, what's your damage right now? Only 34. Oh, well, plus yourself, so 41. That is 1 damage short of the kill. And there's no easy way for us to get that 1 that we need. So that's unfortunate. Maybe if we get a skull or something. There we go. So sculling him into the cast will indeed get the amount we need. Though we desperately need to get this famine up. But I do need to deny this because he still has the capability of death marking us whenever he does it. So I'm going to do that. He gets a really lucky extra turn there. This could lead to be really bad. That death marks Gorgolfa kill really ruins this team. Because we don't really have much of a mana generator if he can't keep casting his ability. That's kind of the whole point of the loop. So we could possibly lose this. We do have a pretty decent durability on both of those, or actually on all of them. But Death Mark out of nowhere can just start killing them. So right now we do have way more than enough damage to go and kill it, so I am going to go for that. He'll throw an Infernus down. As long as this doesn't die to Death Mark, it should be okay. Still haven't cleansed it yet, though. So that is worrisome. Trying to find a purple or something that's actually useful. Going straight for his mana, Jotnar, isn't really going to help us much at all. So we might just move for a red here. Taking it that way will give him a skull. We don't really get much value from skulls, but I do want to leave them on the board a bit to see if we can maybe cascade them or do anything with them other than really take it for ourselves by wasting our turn, because simply taking a skull at this point instead of going for mana isn't going to be helping us. So we'll try for the extra turn there. We do not get it. He takes a skull. This is not too big a deal. Purple is definitely much appreciated here, so we will go for that. Really need to start getting famine up, but there isn't any kind of like double cascade that we can do. Oh, here we do, actually. A blue into a green. So it's about the best we're really going to get, so we'll go for that. Almost have a famine. If we can actually get that up, that'd be great. Though a green surge will not bring it to full, but it would allow us to be 1 turn away. Alternatively, we could go take a purple to purple and then cast that out, but I think that's going to take too long. So now we just need a brown, a yellow, or a green. Let me guess. Not a single one of those 3 are available, and they aren't. So we'll just go for purple here. I think I don't... Actually, I can't go for that purple. I need to make sure he doesn't kill us completely off. Well, I can go for this purple, I guess. So we'll go for that. Need to get that cast off before something dies. We are very close on absolutely everything. And it looks like he's going to get that famine kill. There's no way we could stop both of these skulls. So he is indeed going to get that. We'll just have to go for the buff and try Jotnaring him out. And that does seem to be the match. So we'll do that. No! We can't go perfect win. Well, I guess we'll need to go back to the classic of the other team. Because, yeah, this seems like it will happen every single time if Gorgolfa dies. But I had an okay run for a little while. Still not completely over, though probably is. We don't have any way to really get anything up at this point. Go take the purple down, he'll get the skull. And now we just have a solo Jotnar. If we could find all of the barriers, that wouldn't even be enough, because if he lives, then that's not really going to help us. So we'll go for the poke right here. If we could somehow find one more, miraculously, or barrier. Barrier actually keeps us alive right here, if we can somehow find it. We need to take any 4 times in any way, shape, or form, doesn't matter how. I guess we could take this brown and hope for a triple blue or double green. There aren't really too many other options other than that, unless we wanted to go for super luck, like getting a triple off of the top of something. But yeah, this is going to give us the best possible chance, which is super slim, but still go for it. And we miss every single color we need, and he just kills us out. Nope. That's not going to work out. And yeah, That is why I wasn't going to use them. And there really aren't too many things that we'd be able to really use alternative to something like this. Maybe with a what's his name, World Breaker or an Infernus there. Oh, probably not Infernus because that conflicts. We could go try the World Breaker alternative, but it's going to have very similar problems. Instead of having the lack of generation problem, it's going to have the lack of counter problem. But I guess we'll go try it real quick because it is the day for using him. Might as well give it an attempt. So let's get World Breaker in there. And now we need one solid mana generator that is of blue-yellow. I don't believe there is. There's a couple support troops. I don't believe anything particularly good for Guild Wars other than like maybe an Amnesia. But in this particular context of a team, that's not worth it. Not worth using an Astral Spirit. Not, well, is it worth using an Oriali? It might be, actually. Not only does it have immune to Devour, which if we came up to it would be nice, has that poison, so it'll chip them down if we are getting into those really bad situations, and it has a summon, and that's the main reason I'm actually putting it in, is for the actual summon aspect. Skady could be used for a Blue Storm, though that's pretty irrelevant with this team. Oh! Oh! Oh. You know what? Oh, but it doesn't gain much of an effect off of magic. Oriali would, though. I guess we'll stick with the Oriali. I'd prefer to summon over to disable. Silent One is very situational in Guild Wars. But I'll just go through with this. And this should be very weird. We're mixing like physical damage with true damage, but we have the summon. And it'll serve slightly like Amnesia, but for actual damage output. So we'll take the poke. We cleanse the Death Mark immediately, so none of that this time around. Also, this team isn't even that good. Or at least the previous one was. This one's actually a little bit better, the version that it's running right now. The one that we actually lost to, though, that's... the competition wasn't even particularly strong. So we'll go for the yellow here. Get that down. Get our buffs. Get the World Breaker. Get down the more damage. Get down our Oriali. Oops, before I do, take that. Take down the Oriali. Go get our yellow again. Get our buff. Keep getting the stacks. Get the Gorgoltha. I don't know if we're getting lucky or if it's just working that much better right now. Wow. I think it's a combination of both. Go get rid of Brown just because I want the Cascade there. Even though it doesn't give us the extra damage, but it doesn't matter because it's already dead. Okay, never mind. Well then, that works. Let's try that again. The only thing that will be really bad against, though, is Mana Drain. Which was my concern with the previous one, though no one's really using Mana Drain right now. So I guess we can keep just using this. Okay, next time, next week, we gotta go try this one the entire time, it would appear. What do we even move here? We'll go take the brown yellow. Get that down. And extra turn, very nice. Throw to Gorgoltha. One really good thing about this too is Gorgoltha basically always gets a full board clear. Because we're going to be oh, please don't devour something. Good. Actually, we have two things with immune to devour, so that's kind of helpful against it. Well, we'll go throw that down. Get our yellow buff. Yeah, that keeps getting our two things that use magic very well up constantly. He has a lot of HP. What did he get that from? What's his first slot? That is a huge amount of HP on everything. It could just be the fact that he's so far down in the guilds, because there are troops that get quite a bit of HP just from naturally getting it from guild bonuses, because they already naturally have a high HP and then it goes even higher. Well, those two are kind of down at the moment, so we'll just go for a World Breaker here. Not much we can really do about that since we have no cleanse, similar to the other team. Well, we do have cleanse on Gorgoltha, but that's it. Nothing else has cleanse. And get the Oriali down so he doesn't cast. I guess we technically could have done a Skull as well. And get the Gorgoltha and match. And you're still silent, so we're not going to be able to go and do that. We'll just go for the World Breaker, and down it goes. Okay, we'll give that another shot next week. I might even have it Mythic by then. No, I won't. I won't have it until the event week, I don't believe. Okay, well, next time we'll try that for every single battle. Unfortunately, though, that one lose coming in does make it so I do not get perfect score in this week's Guild War thing for Bracket 1. We came close, but if we used that the entire time, we probably would have gotten it. But I like testing new teams and see what we can actually use. Yeah, 4-1 right at the end there. That is unfortunate, but oh well. We'll have another chance eventually when we get back into Bracket 1 to try to get perfect score in Bracket 1 again. Some people in my guild ended up doing it. Are you going to go... never mind. Yes, I will be doing the Let's Play after this. What other chat did I miss? Hello, War. Hello, Raid. Hello, Xavier. There's a bonus for win a day on Guild War. Your last guild, it was 100% gold, but on the actual, it is 100% EXP. Why is that? It should always be 100% EXP. Your bonus should never be 100% gold. It's always EXP. Well, I don't have it right now. But yes, it's always from... it's always EXP, the bonus that you get from it. 100% extra EXP. And I believe it goes over the special events, or does it go over guild status? I actually forget where it goes, but somewhere's on this page, it'll show 100% on EXP, that it gives you a bonus for the day. I don't currently have it active, though, because we lost the previous day. But I never recall it going on gold. And if it did, it probably was a glitch. You got Yao Gui from 2 glory keys. You know any good teams for him? Yes, we were messing with a really good budget team with him of the other day of Alchemist, Hellcat, Goblin Rocket, and him, the Yao Gui. So definitely put that into a team. Really cheap. Only hard thing to get there is a Hellcat. And as far as traits, all you need is double trait Alchemist and single trait Goblin Rocket. Hello, Alonso. Welcome. Let's see, what else did I miss? Hello, Anthony. Did you read your comment on the viable Gargantar? I did not. Wait, Garganta's viable? Oh, are there any viable Gargantar teams? You were asking the question of it. No. The answer is no. He is, not the worst Mythic in the game, but, second? Third? He's a really strong second worst Mythic in the game contender. There really isn't anything you would ever use him for. Ever. You'd be better off just using Farish Ra. He'd do about the same thing plus gain souls. This thing, yeah, deals damage to an enemy, boosted by all allies and enemies killed. You would need to get about 6 kills before it can start one-shotting. One easy way to kind of exploit around this is to use like Sunbirds, Fire Bombs, stuff like that. But because those do count indeed as kill, and in the case of Sunbird, you can just keep killing it out. I believe Elspeth also counts, so you can kind of do it that way. But yeah, you have to build your entire team around it, and it's just way too much of a hassle to really ever bother doing. Not to mention, Hellcat has, I mean, not Hellcat, Sunbird, which is the best thing you could possibly use with it. Share the exact same colors with him, which will cause color conflict, and it's just way too big of a hassle ever using him. Maybe earlier on in the game, it'd be perfectly fine to use with some kind of Sunbird team. Basically a Sunbird, a Hellcat, him, and maybe with like one other mana generator, and then just keep spamming Sunbird into Gargantars and go down that way, go down that route. But other than that, earlier on in the game, I wouldn't really bother with them. This late in the game, you're better off using a Farish Ra or a Jotnar or almost every other troop in the game. Because he's single shots like that. Unless you can guarantee get a really quick single shot, they're not worth using. The only few single shots that are particularly worth it are things like anything that does triple damage that can actually land the single shot. Farish Ra, because you can one-shot anything in the game. And that's about it. There are very few instances where you use single target abilities. And maybe Great Maul as well, because that's a guarantee, basically one free kill, assuming that at least one person on the enemy team doesn't have immune to Devour. How's your defend teams doing this week? A mix. It's a mix of okay to bad. This is Bracket 1 defense, so these are the strongest players that you'd really ever be facing. The first day I accidentally set this as my defend team. I forgot to switch it. Luckily, it kind of worked with everything else I did. But this wasn't a serious team, so that being Zero Revive is perfectly fine. I accidentally set that team. You can even tell by this team score how pitiful that is. But the next one, this is to be expected. This normally does the absolute best, that or the one over there. This team has been doing quite a bit lower. I believe this day, I even have the yellow one on this because I was still messing around with them. As of my current defend teams, obviously my purple is supposed to be a different one, but my brown day and my yellow day need to be revamped. I think I'm moving this over to purple day, and then I'm moving, yeah, I'm most likely putting my goblin team onto purple day, finding something new for my yellow day, and finding something new for my blue and yellow day. This has been doing really bad lately, and it's going to be completely unusable starting next patch. So this team I'm probably going to have to retire. But out of everything I currently have set, I can say without a shadow of a doubt that this on green day and this on red day are the two most solid days we currently have. And I just kind of need to work from there. And it's the Forest Troll, Nyx, Crack, and Queen Mab. You can also use Dawnbringer, though I'm deliberately not using a Dawnbringer on this team, as I do want to try to save that for a different team that I revamp, most likely for the Yellow Day defense. I'm going to want to use that. The reason being is because it is a Yellow Day. The enemy is going to be using a bunch of yellows, and Dawnbringer boost ratios based on the amount of yellow on the opposing team. So it's one of the better days to use it because you guarantee are going to be getting a 10 times boost ratio, even if it's the only thing on your team, because you get 1 from yourself since you're already using yellow, and you get 8 from the opposing team because they're obviously going to use a pure color yellow team. So that's about the best day we're really going to be able to throw that on. But yeah, I still have a lot of revamping, and Red Day and Green Day are the only ones I'm really happy with so far out of what we have. I really wish we would have gotten more battles in this one. We only got 1. It has a 50% win rate, but it's only 1-1, so that's not really a good example. But normally it is around 50%. This is around 50%. This is around actually exactly what it's at right now, 40%. Those are the win rates that these two teams tend to get, approximately. The rest of them are like 10%, if that. They're normal win rates, so not really that worth using. Yeah, I keep tweaking it over time. The more troops that come into the game, the more options we have to do it. Because since you can't repeat any troops, you're always stuck having to use at least 24 different ones. And the more there is to use for specific slots, even if it's something really similar, if it has different colors, it might open it up for some kind of new team. Because they could release literally the exact same troop, but just give it different colors. And it could become very viable just because, of course, they'll do a slight tweak to it normally. But it could still become viable simply because those colors didn't previously have that capability, and then it does. What's your brown day? My brown day is normally Gorgultha Corvash. As far as my current brown day, it is specifically Gorgultha Corvash Famine, and finally an upgraded Highforge. I think next week will be the first time we get to use a Mythic Highforge in Guild Wars. But yeah, this is basically the team we use. I will be revamping it soon, because starting next patch, Corvash and Famine may not be as good. I will be still sticking with this team initially, because I believe everything that's getting immune to mana drain next patch also it does not have immune to stun. So if we can get Corvash to stun it, then even though immune to mana drain exists, we would still be able to get away with Corvash's drain and Famine drain, because we can simply stun out their team, and then if they're stunned, they can be mana drained again. But yeah, do keep that in mind. Next week, where the next patch is most likely coming sometime this week, there is likely coming in the immune to mana drain trait. Well, it's definitely coming in next patch. It's just a matter of when next patch comes. But you'll most likely want to stun it out if you're still using mana drains on a given day. And that applies to any battle. So Emperor Corvash, really going to be useful next patch. Even though it kind of already is extremely useful right now. But that's one of the only really easy ways of getting rid of traits on opposing troops. So after vowing to not trait stones game anymore, this week you pulled Amnesia. Now that she's traded, team suggestions. Amnesia is normally used with some really high upgraded troops. She's not really used that often, mainly just as a Guild Wars troop for the most part. The team I normally run her in is actually on this day, though we didn't run it today, obviously, because I was messing with something else. But this is my personal favorite team with her. I even ran this before Guild Wars ever existed, and then Guild Wars came out, and I was like, oh wait, why don't I just keep using this? This will be slightly weaker next patch, because of course, like I mentioned, mana drain protections. But Gorgultha Famine, Amnesia, Moloch, one of my favorite things at the moment to be using her for. Most of the other days, like blue and purple Guild War days, I don't really find her to be too useful, because trying to use her with a bunch of daemons is a little hard. Very rarely do you use her out of the context of a full daemon team, and also very rarely do you use her out of the context of Guild Wars, because everything she does is particularly good for Guild Wars. She explodes a bunch of gem for mana accumulation, she has a summon, and she has constant buffs. She also has immune to Fairy Fire, which can come in handy whenever Fairy Fire is really annoying. Actually, this team in general has really good immunity to Fairy Fire. If you're ever up against a team, everything except Famine has immune to it, so he would be the only one that would take the additional damage. Also, the Inferno King that she summons also has immune to it, so you could technically have an entire team immune to Fairy Fire by doing this, as well as Burning. So if you're up against, let's say, an Elamagrim loop team, it would work pretty good against that too, because the only thing it would burn, again, is just the Famine. And if you replace that with something else, that'd be perfectly fine. Also, if you don't have Gorgultha, there is a replacement for it, though everything else on the team doesn't have too much of a replacement. But if you happen to have the Occatrist, you can just put that in first slot, and it's pretty much the same thing. A little bit less efficient than a Gorgultha, though when you're up against like maybe a Scion or something, it performs better than a Gorgultha in most cases. One also slightly nice thing about this is you can, well, not only does it create browns, which goes into Famine, but you also get the additional yellow to get it up quicker, and you also get 2 times skull damage, so it hits quite a bit higher skulls. It has a slightly initial lower damage on skulls than a Gorgultha. I believe it normally has 3 lower. It currently has 10%, so it's a little bit higher. I believe on average it has about like 3-4 lower damage on skulls than a Gorgultha. But once you get the first slot entangled by using his ability on it, you'll be doing twice as much. So you'll actually be doing about 20-ish more damage on average than what a Gorgoltha would normally do for every skull you take. Not to mention, of course, every one attack and life gain that you gain from the Amnesia. Oh wait, never mind. That doesn't work on him. I was going to say that he gets that buff. I forgot. He's not a daemon. Only the daemons get it. But still, even without that, it's still, on average, going to be about 20 more damage than the using our Gorgoltha. It just doesn't get the +1/+1 that she gives every turn. Any news on the coming patch? Most likely this week. And it's going to be bringing in raids. It's going to be bringing in mana shield or mana drain protection. It's going to be bringing in some changes to the Soulforge. It's going to be bringing in power orbs, which will be used as alternative means to upgrading troops, and will be a really good way to upgrade the troops that you like, that you have, as well as to get new content very easily for newer players to get, or for older players to get it fully maxed out. Because right now there's a really tedious way of maxing everything out. But they're going to be making a method starting next patch that's actually going to be quite a bit easier, surprisingly. They'll probably sell them as well, but I believe it'll all be obtainable through most battles, as well as simply through the Soulforge as well. But yeah, they're going to be adding power orbs, which basically allow you to ascend troops without having the copies for them. It'll allow you to level troops without having souls for them. It'll allow you to trait troops without having the trait stones for them. And it'll also do a few other kind of things. I didn't specifically mention what those will be yet, but we'll find out when the patch rolls out. And of course, Guild Wars will, starting next patch. Oh yeah, next week might be the final full week of Guild Wars, where we actually get to do it on a regular basis. It's going to be a little weird. But yeah, starting, I believe, next week, it's going to start going into rotation of Guild Wars, then most likely raids, then most likely some other thing called Bounty Hunter. What Bounty Hunter is, I have not the slightest clue. What raids appears to be some kind of boss battle, where your goal is to do as much damage as you possibly can. But yeah, these things will partially be replacing out Guild Wars, starting not next week, but likely the following week. Guild Wars will no longer be a weekly thing. So yeah, that's going to be quite a big change. For about a year and a half now, Guild Wars has gone on, and it's only going to be once every 3 weeks, starting after next week, I believe. So that's going to be a little bit of a big change. They're still going to get like guild-wide rewards for things like raids and Bounty Hunter, I believe, but the actual thing that you'll be doing during the week will not actually be Guild Wars every single time. When is it coming out? Next patch? Most likely next week sometime. The official dates, we do not know. But what we do know is that one of the 2 new troops that are coming in on the 26th, or that is supposed to come in on the 26th, has a mechanic that is related to the raids minigame, or the thing that replaces out Guild Wars partially. But it's raids, and they would have to have raids released in order to release that other troop. So knowing that it's coming out on the 26th, that means that the patch has to come out before the 26th, meaning we have about 8 days or less, probably 5-ish days, maybe even less than that. Who knows? It could come out tomorrow, for all we know, until the patch comes out. Yellow Guild War team advice: use an Octopus combined with anything that uses brown behind it, and that's normally enough to win. Alternatives would also include just using a Gorgoltha into a bunch of heavy damage sources. Like our Gorgoltha Garuda is pretty nice. Gorgoltha Moloch for disables is pretty nice. As far as a couple other combinations, aren't really too many really heavy yellow early game troops. It's probably one of the harder colors to do as a newer player, because there aren't too many heavy hitting troops that are low level. Maybe Astral Spirits. Like, what legends do you have that are yellow that hit a lot of damage? Because yellow isn't really known for having high damage output. Definitely Octopus is nice. Not only does it have an Entangle, it has a Mana Drain, and it gets really heavy skull damage, which this is a really good combination. It also can't be entangled, so you always get that skull damage. Dragonian Monk, if you're really struggling, is really good against things that have high damage output, so they can keep yourself safe. Let's see, other low rarities that are good. Very, very early in the game, if you're like under level 100, you can use Enchantress. Anything later than that, it's probably not worth it. Most of these legends and mythics that you see, you can be using, like Guard's Avatar Garuda. Not sure if you have it. Goblin Rocket, actually pretty nice, if you can throw that in. Really cheap board control, only need the first trait to really utilize him, and he gets an okay amount of damage. You can keep spamming him then. If you need a cleanse, your cleanse would be Herdmaster. And what other options are there? Oh, you can use, if you happen to have a Hellcat, you can actually run Hellcat triple Goblin Rocket. And yes, that actually does work on a yellow day. It would work on red day too if you do Alchemist triple Goblin Rocket. though Hellcat Triple Goblin Rocket is stronger if you happen to have it for Yellow Day. And of course, if you have an Furnace, throw it in. Night Coronet's okay for damage. And he gets to remove purple, so that means you can build your entire team without using purple. And I guess Mana Core if you truly need an alternative mana drain. He's also really cheap Impervious if you, for whatever reason, need it on your team. If you have Moloch, definitely use it for the drain. And that's almost it. Paladin's way too risky, even though he has good damage output. Ranger would be okay very early in the game. The later you go, the less effective he'll be. Grapple Pot, if you have, is great replacement for Ranger. And what other things? I guess if you truly had to, he's pretty cheap. You can use him for double silence. It's okay damage output. He would mainly be used for the damage. I mean, for the silence. Snowy Owl, I wouldn't really advise using pure color, single color troops on a team. But if you were to use any on a Yellow Day, that common would be okay. Sir Gawain is really good. He has the most summons you could possibly do of any yellow, so that alone makes him really viable. He also creates blue and brown, which works particularly good if you're using a Night Coronet team. Not only do they have no mana conflict, oh yeah, never mind, they do have mana conflict, obviously yellow, but the mana goes right into him, and then you can use the brown for something else, and kind of go from there. Sir Gawain is definitely a really, he's called, I normally nickname him Sir Guild Wars, because he's really, really good in Guild Wars. He's an epic, so you might not necessarily have him, but if you do, definitely worth throwing down. Traxxas if you truly had to, if you didn't have Sir Gawain. He does decent output and all that. Silent One, World Breaker, both okay. Valkyrie, I wouldn't really bother unless you were running a really solid yellow. I don't think there's any yellow-blue that's has a high enough damage output out of low rarities to really work, though. And that's basically everything. Maybe Zephyrus, though he kind of denies out your own yellows, but he does have okay damage for earlier in the game if you happen to find one. But those are about all of your options. So whatever you have out of what I mentioned, basically build around that and see where you can go. You just got your second World Breaker. Nice. Do I even have my second World Breaker? I don't even think I do. Though, I don't think we'd really ever need a double World Breaker team. Yes, I do only have one. Interesting. That would explain why I've never bothered going double with him. I don't think we'd need to, though. Normally you would put an Infernus or a some kind of other mana generator onto your team. Very rarely would you really need double World Breaker. But it would be pretty funny with like an Azura and maybe like one other troop to like give it mana or something. Maybe Gorgotha up front. Like Gorgotha, Azura, double Ward Breaker. Or something crazy like that. Though in most of those instances, I'd most likely just use an Infernus or something. Okay, anyways, let's go into... oh yeah, let me go over the new troop that's coming out tomorrow. I still haven't even done that yet. Let me go get that up. Let me go find it wherever it is. 1 second. Haven't even gone over them. There's actually a really, really nice legend coming out tomorrow. Let me see. Where is it? Where is the thing? 1 second, guys. I will get it up. I shall get the spoilers. Okay, I found it. Now I just need to get it up on screen. Where is the window capture? There it is. Boom. Get that right up. Show it. And why did it not show? There it is. Okay. So, new troop. Or new troops, I should say. So let's go over the one first that gives glory. Actually, let me zoom that a little bit more. There we go. Okay, that's good enough. And let me just make sure it's showing up on screen. Yeah, it's fine. My hands can't reach. Because the bounds of the camera can't go any further. Anyways, let's go over the two troops. So we can see that, yeah, it's coming up as exactly what I can see, so that will work. So this guy, the Money Launderer. He is a brown-yellow, so good time to go get your Gorgotha and everything upgraded. He creates 6 red, boosted by the amount of gold you have, and it does a maximum of 14 gems. And that's the only thing he does, so a little bit of a weird troop. He's basically only used exclusively for mana generation, and that's it. Red mana generation. So would that really be that useful? Probably not, because in most of those instances, you'd kind of just use a Gorgotha instead. You wouldn't really specifically need him. So I'm not quite sure exactly what his purpose is for. He does have a little bit of an extra gold bonus, so maybe in the context of some gold-related teams. One thing that I think he might work with pretty well early on in the game, if you happen to have one, or if you're like level 300 or lower, a Bonnie Rose, because Bonnie Rose is really gold dependent, and if you get a lot of gold, he doesn't actually gain any gold off his ability though, surprisingly, but you can do this to feed red right into Bonnie Rose, and then use Bonnie Rose to get a kill, or maybe even double Bonnie Rose, use like this guy, because the team was missing I wish he was a rogue too. That would have made him pretty useful, but at least he has the human synergy. But the all pirate team was really missing a good way to give Bonnie Rose mana, and now you can replace out Little Johnny with Money Launderer instead. And you can do that to fill a double Bonnie Rose, and then use like one other pirate to kind of go from there. So that's about the main purpose I think it would have. Not really too many other contexts I can really see him being better than like Gorgoltha or some kind of other brown-yellow option. But if nothing else, good for trait stones. The main thing that's coming in though that's going to be interesting is of course the new legend. It's going to be an event key drop pull. Do keep in mind, don't overspend for it. I'm probably just going to get one copy and then stop. The reason you don't want to overspend is because you will want to save it for the following week, because the following week will be the new event, or you know, the new kingdom I should say. What's the thing? Shenkong? No. Shentang. There it is. Butchering all the names, but it's going to be Shentang event. Not this week, but the following week. So 1 week and several hours from now, you'll be able to get all of the new kingdom stuff. So you'll want to save most of your event keys for that. One nice thing, or two nice things in this drop pull right now is, well, actually three. Does this kingdom have a mythic? 1 second. Does it? I know you guys can't see this at the moment. I actually completely forget. Where is Leonis Empire? I believe it does. Doesn't it have that scorpion thing? No. Oh, yes, it has Orpheus. I forgot. They put Voice of Orpheus in there. So, the things that are currently in this drop pool that are really going to be good next week, if you do want to go for them, is Emperor Corvash, which is going to be it's a good mana drain, it's a good stun. Actually, it's the best stun in the game. And any instance where you really need a stun is you use Emperor Corvash, particularly good on brown days. And you also get Divine Isabella, and you'll also be getting a chance at Voice of Orpheus. So if you didn't end up getting Voice of Orpheus, don't overspend for it, but there is a small chance from opening event keys next week that you would indeed get Voice of Orpheus if you didn't already get it. And Voice of Orpheus is mainly used for mass cleansing. But anyways, this troop, very nice. It is a purple-yellow. It transforms all red gems to skulls and then all green gems to yellow, so another one of those double converts. This one is the first one of them that has a cleanse all allies though, and on top of that it also enchants 2 random allies, which will give them 2 mana per turn. The main thing that's going to make this very viable, as you can see right there, is it gives all divines at the start of the battle 50% mana. This is particularly useful because there are a lot of very good divines out there. So that factor is going to make her very, very sought after. A good majority of mythics. We don't have a 50% for Daemons yet, but the fact that she's for divine, that is, oops, wrong one. That is really good. But yeah, I'll go over some divines that it's probably going to be particularly useful for. Most of them are pretty self-explanatory. But yeah, here are all the things that will be in the event key drop pull next week. It's going to be Amira, Emperor Corvash. Amira is used for anti-blue. Corvash is used for stun and mana drain. Falconer, what rarity are you? I forget. Yes, Falconer will be in there. Those pretty irrelevant. Manicore will be in there. Somewhat irrelevant. Monster Muncher, irrelevant. Pride Guard, irrelevant. Voice of Orpheus, which is really hard to get, but it will be there. And Wandering Monk. And of course the 2 new ones. And out of all those, the only ones that are really sought after are Voice of Orpheus, Amira, Corvash, and the new one that's coming out of, obviously. It's the main thing that most people will be opening for. But yeah, that's everything in the drop pool. And as far as divines, there are a lot of viable divines. Let's see. This is everything that the new troop will probably be good with. Let's go, let's see. Diviner, Uriali, Forest Guardian. That'd be really funny with Forest Guardian. Probably not Forest Guardian, but you technically could. Guard's Avatar. Maybe High Paladin. Infernus for sure. Jotnar. Ketris the Bull. Mercy you don't need to because he already has full mana. Farish Ra, which is going to be insane for soul farming. Queen Aurora. Skady. Stonehammer, no, don't. Valkyrie. Voice of Orpheus. And Yasmin's Chosen. That is everything that is going to be very good with. So if you need early game options, that's mainly Valkyrie, maybe Monkey Disciple, High Paladin, and Diviner. So if you're a newer player, you'll still be able to get some stuff to use it for. But of course, later in the game, you'd use it mainly for Guard's Avatar, Infernus. It's going to be so insane with Infernus, Ketris, and of course, Farish Ra for soul farming. Skady I don't think is really going to be worth it. Queen Aurora maybe, and Stonehammer is just pure useless. Oh, Yasmin would be pretty nice too. Though Yasmin's normally used with a lot of non-divine troops, so maybe not Yasmin, because normally you need a web spinner, normally you need a green seer, and green seer unfortunately is not divine. I believe she's Fey something, Fey Elf, if I'm not mistaken. Clear filter, green, oops, green seer. Oh no, just Fey. Why are you not Fey Elf? I never understood that. It has elf ears and everything, but it's not counted as an elf. It also is immune to silence. I wish they would make it an elf and give it that one immunity trait. She's definitely an elf, but she's just considered a Fey for whatever reason. I have no clue why that is, but that is how it is. I'm not gonna question it, but hopefully they would change it in the future. It would make sense to change it next patch if they're ever gonna change it, because they're doing changes to elves that are gonna make them stronger. Maybe they're just afraid that Green Seer would be too strong, but then again, Valkyrie will be getting it. Let's see. Anyways, let me go back in chat to answer anything I might not have seen from when I just went all through all that. Hello, Painting Monster. Welcome. Hello, Cortiag. Any new news on the upcoming patch? Oh, never mind. I already answered those earlier. Are you going to stream the new events on the afternoon like you do for Guild Wars? Yes. Yes and no. Initially, yes. Into the future, possibly. It depends how they're set up. I believe they are set up in a way, or at least I believe raids are set up in a way that I can still do it like I normally do. I do not know if Bounty Hunter will be, though. Because I know raids will have some kind of limitation on how much you can do it. But I don't know if Bounty Hunter will. Assuming that they're sticking with the kind of same theme as raids and Guild Wars, it would. But we don't really have any information whatsoever from what I'm aware of about what on earth Bounty Hunter even is. So a little hard to really tell what it is. The only thing we really know is it will indeed require you to use troops. Because there's a troop coming in that increases your score for Bounty Hunter. There's also a troop coming in from the New Kingdom, Shentang, that has additional bonuses for what's it called? For raids as well, which will almost be mandatory for raids, it almost seems like, because of how much of a bonus it gets. I think it gets like triple damage or something to bosses. It specifically does extra damage to bosses, which is going to be within raids, of course, raid bosses. Let's see. Is Famine good with the Occatrice? It's funny that people are starting to call that now in chat. But yes, Famine, Occatrice Famine is really good. You can run it for Guild Wars. It's sometimes better than Gorgulfa. The biggest concern that it normally has, particularly if you're running Occatrice plus Famine, is if you're using it against, let's say, a Corvash, and you miss those Browns, you essentially auto-lose the battle, because they're going to throw a Corvash on you. It drains both of your core troops off the Brown that you just gave them for free, and then you lose. But when you're not up against a Corvash or something, it's a little bit safer. Corvash and Famine are the two biggest things you want to not be up against if you are running an Occatrice. But in most other situations, it should be fine. There aren't too many other big Browns that are really going to get in the way, except maybe Gorgulfa or something like that, or a Great Maul, but just be careful with it. It's a lot safer using Gorgulfa, but obviously it's a lot cheaper using the Occatrice instead. You just got your second copy of Fairish Ra, nice. What is a good suggested double Fairish Ra team? Well, assuming you're doing soul farming for it, it would be Valkyrie, double Fairish Ra, and Azurus, or Valkyrie, double Fairish Ra, what's the other one's name? Necromancer. Yeah, Necromancer. Yeah, either of the or. I believe Azurus would be slightly better, but it's quite a bit more expensive to fully trade it to get the +1 purple. Yeah, something along the lines of that would work. Oh, actually, Aaron just mentioned it. Oh, he mentioned a Dragon Soul version. You can run Dragon Soul too. You need to make sure you're doing it on a challenge that can be double shot, though, for it to be worked with a Dragon Soul. I personally always use it with Valkyrie because I have a high enough soul gain that it does work with Valkyrie. But yeah, if your Valkyrie, I believe, is 15 or lower soul gain, you would want to use a Dragon Soul instead because it would give you a better output. But if you have a Valkyrie that does 16 plus souls, it's actually more efficient to use the Valkyrie than the Dragon Soul. Let's see. You just discovered you forgot to do something that needs to be done tomorrow. Catch you another time. Okay, see you, Bridget. Have a good time. Hope you get whatever you need to do done. Don't forget your Let's Play. I know we're going to be going over to the Let's Play thing. I won't forget. Woodstone, I also need to go do dungeons right now. Would Stonehammer with High Forge and a new troop start with full mana? No. The way that mana starts work in this game is it goes based on the highest one, but it doesn't stack multiple. So, for example, if you were to use a team with, let's say, Spirit Fox plus a Forest Guardian, this will give it so the Forest Guardian and all the other beasts on your team will have a 50% mana start, and the Spirit Fox will have a 100% mana start because it starts with full, and Forest Guardian starts with 50. But even though we have 3 of these Forest Guardians, doing multiple of them, as you can see right over here, does not actually cause you to gain any additional mana. It's just going to start the Spirit Fox with full mana, and all the Forest Guardians with half mana. It just goes off of based on whichever one has the highest. So you can see here, even though we have 3 things that gave us 50% extra mana to start with, it only gave us 9. Yeah, because it takes the highest one you have. And since it takes the highest one you have, since Spirit Fox has the full mana gain, it just gains full mana because it has it on its Empower trait. But yeah, it only goes off of whatever the highest bonus starting mana is. It does not stack multiple of them. So 250% is not full mana, unfortunately. It used to interact a little bit different in the past, but that is how it currently interacts. So yeah, there's no way to max out your mana that way, unfortunately. Having 2 things that give 50% to all is simply just going to give 50% to all and nothing higher. They do not stack. But yeah, normally if you were to use a Stonehammer, you would use it more with the High Forge. I don't think it would be as good with the new troop, though just in general you wouldn't really even use a Stonehammer to begin with. The only real team that you use it with is Courage, Honor. Actually, Honor Courage, because you get this extra skull. Honor Courage, what's the other one's name? Stonehammer, and basically one other utility. That's about the only thing you can really use Stonehammer for. Every other team is essentially useless. And with this, you can go use... Maybe, actually, you know what? We could go put the new troop that's coming out tomorrow on that. And that might need to be something we try, just for fun. Because very rarely do we get to say Stonehammer is viable. I always say that he's completely useless, and then people bring up this team, and it's like, yeah, this team is okay. It seems so defeating for him, though, because he doesn't get to use a single one of his traits in this location. But as far as his ability, he actually gets to fully utilize his ability here. It's also a particularly good lineup if you don't have him fully traded. You can use it like this, and it's pretty nice. But yeah, I'll try the new troop there tomorrow and see how it works, because it gets to start with half mana, and it doesn't have any mana conflict. Well, it does on yellow, but it doesn't have the purple mana conflict, so it might be okay. We'll have to see exactly what it does, but it's definitely worth a shot. It might be really strong, who knows? We'll have to see exactly how it goes. I might have to finally say that Stonehammer isn't useless anymore starting tomorrow, because it might actually be really good. It has the... It converts out things the team doesn't actually use for the most part. It has a... oops, let me go back. What was it again? It has a... It has a red to skull and a green to yellow. The green to yellow would feed her mana back. And the red to skulls, while a little bit annoying, would give us the skull alignment. So if we keep using honor on brown-red, and then we go convert with her, that will give us all of the skulls. And then we just get a huge poke. We keep doing it on brown skull then, instead of brown red on the honor. And then we just kill it out with brown skull spam. And we keep getting additional stats constantly via courage. And yeah, it's going to be a really interesting skull spam team. I normally say skull spam isn't that good these days. But it's mainly because there's a lot of counters out there. But yeah, it could be okay. Not to mention he also has 50% skull reduction. The honor, that is. Honor also starts with 10 all stats, which is insanely huge. I'm actually surprised he still has them. Really, I don't know why they haven't lowered that down yet. It's not like overpowered, and that might be why. But there are some teams like that one where it does get pretty ridiculous. But anyways, let me go and not that. I need to go to dungeons. Now I need to go switch over to the other account real quick. Can I click on the right one already? Click on games. Click on dungeon. There we go. Let's go claim our Diamond Day. And I might as well go do Diamond Day on the other account too. I have been slacking on it a little bit and haven't actually been doing it every single week. Normally I don't bother with most of the days, but Diamond Day is definitely worth it. We just go into standard team and clear them all out. And then we get to do the same thing, except with a lot lower stats on our other account. Because even this team, even with no kingdoms, or almost no kingdoms, it still works in early game. It's just a little bit harder to actually win that way. It's not as easy as simply wiping them out in like 2 minutes for all of them. Instead, it's like 5 minutes. Still pretty quick, though. We'll throw that down. And on to the next two. Diamond Day is actually surprisingly one of the easier days to actually win, too. Because it's all of the really random troops, which makes it super, super easy to win. So we'll go throw that down. Throw that. Get a Sunbird. Throw a Wan. Throw the other thing. Dead. But okay, maybe not dead yet. Let me throw the Firebomb, because I think that's not enough damage. Here we go, and clear. Oh, it still wasn't enough damage, even with that. Okay, can we stop getting... There we go. Oh, nope, we didn't get full mana. Okay, move that down. Sunbird, go. It doesn't even matter which one goes down. Go. Poke. And on to the next one. And for the final one... Okay, go take our yellow. Move that down. Oops, that we actually didn't need to do. I thought that was an extra turn. Go throw that. Get a Sunbird there. At least this isn't the super annoying Goblin team. Throw the Rowan down. And now we just need full mana on anything, and that's match. And there's anything. Oh, he webbed it. Is that still enough damage? I don't believe that is. Nope, 2 damage short because of the web. Really? All we need now is full mana. And down it goes. There we go. Okay, and there's all of our diamonds. Claim all that. Boom. And Diamond 8 completes. Yeah, definitely throw 50 gems every single Sunday if you can to get this thing. All you have to do is finish out the first battle, and the value you get out of it's really nice. You get 20 gems worth of gem keys. So it basically only costs 30 gems then, if you look at everything else. So for 30 gems, you get 1 Celestial Trait Stone, 500 souls, 80 diamonds, which is more gems than you even paid into it, and 400 shards, which is pretty irrelevant. But, of course, the first 4 is the main thing that makes this pretty well worth it. It's a great way to stock up on Celestial Trait Stones over time, too, so that you always have them for everything. And 50 gems is, well, technically 30 gems, because the 2 gem keys is pretty good value for what you get out of it. Definitely worth doing it every Sunday. The cash one, not so much, unless you want to throw $5 every week at it. But the 50 gems, it's really easy to obtain for free from guilds, or you can even obtain it in treasure hunts after not too long. Speaking about treasure hunt, I barely play treasure hunt at all, but still get to go get them in. Maybe I'll go do it to go get those 2 gem keys later, because I'll only take like 3 minutes or so, 3 to 5 minutes. But anyways, let me go switch over to the other account real quick, and then go mess around with a few things on there. I haven't been on there for quite a while now, actually, other than just for doing my weekly checks on it, just to make sure. So I'll be back, or not back, but let me go switch it real quick. Will take me about like 1 minute, we'll see. I need to just go switch over my account, and to do that I need to go log out of Steam, log back into Steam on the other account, and then switch over to the other account. Okay. Oh no, Steam is updating. Why? Of all the times for you to update Steam, why? Okay, it's done updating. Okay, bring in the login screen. Come on, Steam, you got this. I know you guys can't see anything at the moment. The void of darkness. Okay, let's go. Not log into the wrong account. That'd be a fail if I log back into the account I was literally just in. See if I can remember my password. Too many passwords. Okay, get that in there. And come on, Steam, load, load. We're logging in. Logging in very slowly. Come on, Steam, what are you doing? That reminds me, I need to go check the Steam sales that they had for the Chinese New Year thing. I believe it goes until the end of today. I didn't even look at it once, what sales they're running. Steam, can you load? Hello? Let me click Steam again, maybe it's just not auto-loading up. Steam, please. Today? Today? Come on! The struggles of technology. It's just not wanting to load right now. I'll give it a second. Come on, we just logged in. Steam! What are you doing? I don't have... Oh wait, actually I do have an alternative way of trying to load up the game. Let's see if this works. Okay. Please load. It didn't bring up Steam, but this might still work. Please work. Please work. Where do you go? Where did it go? It like partially loaded and then was like, nope. Oh, wait. No, that was just on this thing. What on earth is Steam doing right now? Okay, backup plan. Let me go to Task Manager. Technical difficulty time. Task Manager, end out the task, or end out the Steam. Reload Steam, relog back in, and then we should be able to. Okay, Task Manager. Oops, not Task Manager, I meant, oh wait, yeah, that's fine. Expand it. And where on earth is Steam in all this mess? Well, it's in alphabetical order. End task, where is it? End task, yes. That'll close down Steam, exit out of that, reload Steam, and then relog back in. And now it should work. Please work. Okay, it's loading, loading, loading. There we go. Okay, Steam is being annoying right now, but we did get back in. So this should work now when I go click to open up Gems of War. So I'll click on Gems of War, and this should bring us into our other account now. Success! That took way longer than it needed to, for sure. But Steam was being annoying. Okay, now we just need to wait till it to load. And it should load this time. Come on. Now we just have to go through a long loading screen. You got this. You got this. Yeah, it's not going to do anything weird. And just put this into the corner, where I always put it, and there we go. Okay. Go, loading bar, go! And then we'll be on our other account. I hear the music. There we go. Okay, let's go claim all the things. I might need to go get some treatstone farming on this account later tonight. What's this? This region has some gold to collect. You need to... oops, I didn't read the whole thing. Yeah, you need gold to upgrade kingdoms and such. Oh yeah, we haven't bought Shintang yet. Let me go do that. Hello, Shintang. Let's go buy that. 100% world completion! You now own the world. The world is yours. Okay, let's go get this to level 3. Oops, that's not where you do that. Kingdom, level. Thank you very much for level 3. And... oh yeah, let me get that to max level. Oh, never mind, I don't have the gold for it yet. Speaking of that, let's just go claim all of our things. Go get our free stuff. More free stuffs. Oh. Where is the Shocktopus? Have a Shocktopus! Oh no, it's only 12 more hours left! If you haven't claimed your Shocktopus, go get it now! There we go. Got our first Shocktopus. I might need to mess with that on the lower account. I don't know if it has enough damage to actually be viable, though. Let's go grab all that. Also, I don't even really have that many souls to even throw into it. But we'll see. Also, while we're here, I should probably go open up all my keys. See if we can get anything nice. How many keys do we have right now? Oh wow, we've actually gotten a little bit of a reserve. I'll keep my event keys for now. I don't think anything's on the event. Isn't it the Great Mall right now? Yeah, we don't need a Great Mall. That'd be a waste to go for at the moment. But let's go open up all of our gold keys. Should be able to get, yeah, a lot. We get Ziana, we get Hyena, we get Brownie, and we get Bullet. Actually, I'm surprised we didn't have a Bullet on this account yet. Fey Cat, Pixie, Summer Night, and the Summer Night's from the new one, of course. So was that little dragon phoenix thing at the bottom there the previous time. Spellblade. Oh, I said this might be okay in early game with the other enchants. Let's see, go open all these keys. Monkey Disciple, so we have all of the commons and rares from the new kingdom now. So anything else that we might get are just new or old event stuff that we didn't claim on this account yet. And just keep claiming these. How many more do we have? 2 more 200s. And this will mainly just be for more copies on everything. And there we go, and open the last 4. And we're good to go. Okay, let me go get that one kingdom upgrade for that one attack bonus. And kingdom, there we go. We get one higher attack now. And what kingdom do we go into next? I believe we still have like 1 or 2 more attack kingdoms. Let's see. Relentis is attack, right? No. Where's the other attack kingdoms? Let's see. I'm always bad at memorizing which ones are attack kingdoms. I'm so good at doing the magic ones. I always forget attack, though, for whatever reason. Let's see. It's Forest of Thorns. Divinian Fee... no. It used to be. The problem is I always remember it based on the old ones, because Divinian Fields and Groshnock used to have attack, but they don't anymore. Let's see. It's Forest of Thorns, Pride Lands, Blackhawk, Wild Plains, and there is one other one that I did not mention that also has attack. Suncrest! Aha! Okay, so I should probably go do some Suncrest then, because that is our last one? Yes. No. Now I can't remember what the other 5th one was that I just mentioned. Oh yeah, Pride Lands. So yes, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is indeed our last attack kingdom, yes. Okay, so let me go upgrade this one. Get it in there. Get gold, get gold, get gold, get gold. Oops, my gold wasn't going down. But there we go. Okay. So that's our next objective. Get Suncrest down. And then we start moving into HP kingdoms. I'll probably get Whitehelm and make it my home kingdom first, though, just so we get higher glory tributes. But there we go. Okay, let's go open a bunch of keys. Yeah, let's go do all of our glory keys and all of our gem keys. Currently, we can get any mythic in the game, so let's hope we get lucky. We'll do it in intervals of 50 because we don't have that many. Well, we got a lot of stuff. Marilith is actually a really good pickup. She has a lot of high damage output for early on in the game. The amount of true damage she does is static, so she always does 6 true damage regardless of how much stats you have. And that is a lot of true damage. The only thing that gets boost ratioed is her amount of gems she destroys, which makes her a okay accumulator later in the game, but you can still do this and hope she gets random cascades that are good. But yeah, 6 true damage to all enemies is very high this early in the game. We also have Vinoxia, which can be synergized with it as well. And yeah, also works good in just any kind of true damage team, particularly earlier on in the game. Azurus, really only purpose for this is more towards mid-game when you go into soul farming. It's really good with a Dragon Soul soul farming team with Ferrous Raws, or just a Dragon Soul in general. You can use like a Dragon Soul triple Azurus, you can use Dragon Soul Ferrous Raw double Azurus, stuff like that. Or as mentioned earlier, the Dragon Soul double Ferrous Raw, one Azurus. Only problem with this is it's way too expensive to trait since it's an epic. So the fact that we have this is basically useless. Getting it this early in the game serves us no purpose. The troop is good to have in general, but not this early. And we got Imp of Love, which I mentioned earlier is the highest damage output imp, though most of the imps are pretty trivial to use, so not really that useful. I'd rather just use a Wisp in almost every situation. But we do have Imp of Love, so at least that's something new we have. Okay, let's keep going. Anointed One, okay skull damage, very few situations you use them. Dark Troll is actually a really good pickup though. We can double all of the purples now, and we can use Rock Troll, Dark Troll combo, assuming we have Rock Troll. I don't know if we do. I know we have Giant Spider, so we could use it with that, but this is a really nice pickup. And Strigic, I believe, is just useless. Let me see, what do you even do? I completely forget. Deals damage randomly split amongst enemies, boosted by yellow gems, summon a Light Storm. I guess this could be okay early on in the game. It gets quite a bit of a boost ratio. If there's 10 yellow on the board, that's 30 additional damage. So we could use this as a partial Ranger replacement for teams that don't specifically need Ranger colors, because I believe it hits slightly higher than what a Ranger does, by about 10 or so, assuming there's enough yellow on the board. Okay, next up, Dwarven Slayer, useless. Spearmaster's a pretty nice pickup. We can actually run this with Merilith. I used the new one from the New Kingdom. Does a lot of true damage. If we get Ascension on him, I even mentioned that too, we can stack a lot of damage. Only real big issue with that is he might kill himself if we don't have enough HP. And given that we have 0 HP kingdoms right now, probably not a good idea to use him yet. But once we start getting some HP kingdoms rolling in, it'd be a really good idea to go see what we can do with a Spearmaster. So that's a pretty okay pickup. What else do we have? Oh, Hellcat and Elspeth, very nice. Elspeth, not as much because we don't have the trait stones for her, nor would we for a while. But Elspeth is a pretty good mana generator for any color. The most traditional way of her being used is with one of the fully upgraded Guild War troops that gives 5 to all stats of all your allies of a specific color. Then you kill it out for a 100% chance of summoning or generating whatever that color is. So let's say you use it on a yellow. She would gain the bonus stats, your other troops would gain those bonus stats, and you would have a 100% chance to gain, put 11 yellow onto the board. And she's normally used with a pure color all the way in last slot, kill it out, get your mana generation, and throw it on the stuff. Unfortunately, without Empowered, she's pretty useless. Though Hellcat, very nice. We can now run Alchemist Hellcat combo with double Goblin Rocket or whatever other combinations we want to do. Going to be really, really good, so nice with that. Similar to the Dark Troll, going to come into a lot of teams, probably even more so with the Hellcat. Out of all of the converts, he is one of the more useful ones. But there we go. And what else do we get? We still have gold keys, gem keys to go for too. Elf Eater, pretty much useless at the moment, though elves are getting immune to mana drain next patch, so it might be useful then. For the most part, it's going to just be dead content though. And what else do we have? Ural, Fire Manor, and Diviner, nice. So we finally got Ural. I think that's like, what, our 12th-ish legend? I don't even know how many. That's funny, we got Kickhammer too. That's the epic from the same kingdom. Kickhammer's useless, but Ural. He creates 9 red, 9 yellow. Pretty good for mana generation, pretty random, so I don't like using them a lot, though earlier on in the game with like Goblin Rockets and a few other utilities, perfectly fine to use. Kickhammer, useless, and I'm going to go over, I guess, it's just a 5 magic reduction, not really that worth it. Diviner, of course, is the new converter, basically like an alchemist from the New Kingdom, transforms the chosen color to yellow, and then does either an enchant, a magic buff to all allies, or a cleanse to all allies. This is very, very useful, and is probably the best early game converter, if you were to only like use one on a team and not use a double combo of like a Green Seer Giant Spider or a Alchemist Hellcat. But it has the Transcend. Only slight bad thing about that, again, is it might kill itself out due to all the extra turns and due to low HP values. But yeah, really good for basically everything. It's a good way to enchant early on in the game. It's a really cheap cleanse for early on in the game. So is Herdmaster of the same rarity. And it's a really efficient way to gain magic early on in the game. So it has a little bit of everything. You can even use it with a Humility and kind of loop that way if you wanted to, because everyone has a Humility pretty much. You get it within a very small amount of, what's it called? You get it within a very small amount of guild chests. Speaking of guild chests, haven't really been claiming my seals. How many guild chests could I open right now? Not that many. I could do about 50. Let's see. Is that worth doing? I guess we'll go open some guild chests right now. What's our guild statue currently at in this guild? That's not what I meant to go under. Guild. Go under your guild. Yes, we actually hit the second to last thing, so we're not really going to be getting any higher than that. You can tell already that I barely played this account by the fact we only have 65 right there. Seals. But yeah, let's go use our seals too, why not? Let's see. Let's go open all 50, and then just do the last little bit. Let's see. Nothing good. Wow, well we got another Azarus. Really? Okay, we'll throw another 10. And, yeah, nothing good. Oh, we're just gonna get complete junk from this. Let's do one by one. Courage. A loyalty. Go, Mythic. And nope, just all the guild statue stuff, or guild guardians. Okay, so let's go do, gem keys. Oh, there's not a 10 option anymore. So I guess I'll just open one. Maybe if I bring it down to 50, it'll bring up a 10 option. Because I want to open these 10 by 10 since we have so few. A Mimic. I'll just randomly get a Mythic off the one of these ones. Umberwolf! Oh, we already have a copy? Really? Oh, never mind. He's not a new one. There's no point in having multiple Umberwolves. Well, we got a legend at least. There we go. Spirit Fox. What does that even say? Based on the chances of troops in glory chest. What's that even mean? What does it have a star? Oh, those are... It's referring to that over there. 4 times higher chance and 10 times higher chance compared to glory chest. That's a little bit hard to understand how they have it there. But anyways, now we can open 10 at a time. Tuskar, useless. He boosts off HP, though. There's really no need to use him. Salvani Mora. We don't have the traits for it, but if we were to build an all-dragon team, he would be something we'd throw in, since we don't really have too many other alternatives. It explodes a column and then deals full AoE damage. The main thing people tend to use it for, particularly later in the game, is to have a mass entangle. He has one of the best entangles in the game, being able to entangle the frontline troop, which is the most important thing to entangle on the opposing team every extra turn. One really nice thing with this too is if he ends up doing it off of his skull, he will kill out the first troop and then entangle the next one in line. So it actually has pretty good synergy with skulls too. Sometimes people use it in a skull spam team to basically keep the team perpetually unable to use skulls. Those are mainly the only two purposes, though, within the context of an all-dragon team or in a context of a skull spam team, and that's about it. It's really dependent on being fully traded, though it is usable in early game all-dragon teams without it. Lava Elemental, really good early game pickup. Surprised we didn't have this yet. Explodes of Gems has a really good boost ratio. Used to be even better when it used to move the burn onto the following troop. It doesn't do that anymore, but still, you can get really high damage output. You explode like 3 reds with this. Not only do you get board control, you get 9 additional damage, or however many reds you destroy. Really decent damage overall, plus you get to burn them, which is quite a bit of damage just early in the game. 3 damage per turn. And, hey, another Dragon Soul. How many do we even have right now? Also another Sunbird, always useful. Celestial Trait Stone 2, and another Arcane, very nice. That's actually a really good 10. Oh, these are gem keys over. I thought these were glory keys for a second. I was going to say, wow, those are really good glory keys. But yeah, it's gem keys. That would explain why it's a little bit better. We got Urska Wanderer. That's pretty much useless. But we did get another Dragon Soul. I believe this is our second. Why is our Dragon Soul only level 9? But yeah, we can go use this with that Salvani Mora we just got. And with whatever other dragons we have. Maybe Dragonian Monk in a Dragon Tar. And use that kind of synergy. And the final 10. Come on, Mythic. Let's do them one by one. We'll do it slowly. Come on, something useful. Night Coronet's good. Though I believe we already had it. There we go! That's exactly what I needed. Glitter Claw. Thank you. Well, that is actually the best early game Fairy Fire. So that is a... Oh, we got that too. Not that relevant though. But yeah, Glitter Claw. An absolutely amazing trip. Need to go use it right now. That is much better than getting Queen Titania. Because we can actually use the Fairy Fire. What's with all of the Atlantas? That's like the 4th or 5th Atlanta we gotten. But all we needed was that Glitter Claw, so that's really nice. This thing's basically irrelevant, but that is not. Convert all blue to green, Fairy Fire all enemies, and it does not require traits to function, which we wouldn't be able to afford even if... So yeah, that's fine. But yeah, there we go. Let's go build a Glitter Claw team. That has to happen. We got it. Got to go use it. Also need to go run through dungeons, but let's go do a PvP team real quick. What do I overwrite here? Let's go over the Dragon Souls. What do I even have here? Oh, that's my soul farming team at the moment. For whenever I need souls. We can replace that later, though. Okay. Well, let's go build a team. Dragon Soul, go. Let's see. Let's go use all of our heavier hitters. Actually, what even are heavier hitters these days? Let's go into Rarity. Rarity. That's not how you go into Rarity. Rarity. Okay, apply filter. Oh, yeah, we have a Draculus. I need to go do Marilift Draculus or something. We have Corvash too. We actually have a lot of good true damage options. Fairy Fire does not work with Lifesteal, by the way, though. So I can't use Glitter Claw plus Draculus. That combo doesn't work. It doesn't do the extra damage, so let's get that in there, gets that in there. Oh, I'm gonna put too many things that don't synergize with each other. Glitter Claw, Kraken. Do we have Green Seer? Something tells me we don't. Okay, good, we do. Oh, do we have all the converters now? I believe we do. Let me see. Green Seer, Giant Spider, Hellcat, Alchemist, Valkyrie. Oh, I don't believe we have Keeper of Souls, though that one's the most irrelevant out of all of them, though. Keeper of Souls, he's a legend. Yeah, we don't have him, but we have the other 6, all the color-related ones. Those are the ones that matter the most. And Apothecary. Do we have Apothecary? Yes, we do. Perfect. Okay, we have all the base 6 converters and Diviner, so I guess all 7 of them. We just don't have Keeper of Souls, but that's pretty irrelevant that we don't have him. We need a frontline tank. We also need better color synergy. I guess I technically don't need the Kraken. Okay, Glitter Claw team with 1 really high damage output. What is 1 really high damage output, though? We would need something under green category that does just a huge amount of damage. I don't think Sylvania Moore is enough. Well, I guess we could. What other big green hitters do we have? Vinoxia, no. There's Draculus, but it doesn't stack with Fairy Fire. It doesn't work with Fairy Fire, unfortunately. You know what? We might just have to put the Kraken in there. It doesn't really work for colors, though. We would need a red-yellow. I guess we could just cheese it and go with a Goblin Rocket. That's like the easiest thing if you ever need a red-yellow, just to plop on the team. I should have first trait on it. Goblin Rocket. I don't? Really? Oh, yeah, I do. I was going to say. Really important to have that first trait Goblin Rocket. And there we go. Okay. So we'll run it like this, I guess. Need to get some levels on these guys. So let me go level them up to like 10 or so. Let's get a little bit lower than no stats at all. Goblin Rocket's still at 10 as well. Green Seer, you get to 10 as well. Also, if you're ever testing anything, always make sure to get them to at least like level 5 or 10 or so. Anything below that level, they are way too weak, even early on in the game. Level 10 is normally a good midpoint if you're trying to test a team for the first time that you've never used before investing a lot of souls into maxing it. Though almost everything on this team we could easily max out and still be good value. Green Seer, Goblin Rocket, and Glitter Claw in particular, we could easily max those out and use them for so many teams. Sylvania Moore, not so much though. There's very niche teams that he gets used for. And this is not one of them, though. We don't really have too many other options for green, full AoE damage, or just damage output in general, so we're kind of stuck with him at the moment. Actually, how much upgrade do we need until he gets another magic? Too much. We need 5 more levels. We're not doing that. Way too many levels to have to put into him. Let me go Green Seer Banner, something like a yellow-purple, I guess, right here. Simply need to rush it up. Where's yellow-purple? It's Pan's Vale, wherever that is. I mean, not Pan's Vale, it's Divinian Fields. That would explain why I'm going the wrong direction. There it is. Okay. Let's go test this out, see what it can do real quick in PvP. I can't do 3 trophies on this account. Well, at least not with this team. Anyways. We actually could if we build a team specifically for it, but this team is not. As you can see, he's over 2,500 our team score, even on our 2 trophy battle. Okay. So right off the bat, what do we even need? I guess we'll go take... Wow, this board is bad. I guess we start getting Goblin Rocket up. We have a +1 on him due to his trait. Oh, never mind. Wow, that gave him a lot of value. He's using a Dragon Soul too, which hits super, super high this early in the game. It's going to be hitting us for only 11, actually, because he didn't go for a pure Dragon team. Yeah, if you have a Dragon Soul, definitely just build pure Dragons with it. There aren't too many better things at this moment than pure Dragon Soul team early on. Dragon Soul is getting reworked next patch to be slightly weaker, I believe. But at this current moment in time, it is very amazing doing it that way. So we got Sylvania Moore. We get to use it for the first time here. Let's go and... I guess I leave those skulls there and try for the extra turns. I'm not concerned about the skulls because we have him entangled. We didn't actually get him entangled via Sylvania Moore because he's not traded. It was actually from the Green Seer. Right here he's going to get a Corvash, which means he's going to get that double drain there, which is quite unfortunate. I'm going to go for a Goblin Rocket. Oops, I gave him a free skull. Oh, double kill. Hello, Corvash. That's annoying. Hello. Well then. Plan B. Find something that hits weaker, because we still do not have any HP Kingdoms, which is a bit of a downside. We are working towards that, of course, but at this current moment in time, we have 0 of them, which makes things like that happen. One other reason why I have a Goblin Rocket here is we can use it to try to align our converts here. So we don't have any at the moment, but ideally we'd be able to use this Goblin Rocket to lower stuff into place so that we can actually turn off of our Glitter Claw cast. We'll be able to do that more next battle, because this battle appears to be a lose. Based on the fact that we just got essentially instantly killed off of that. We'll go through our Glitter Claw here. Ideally, that would be going into Sylvania Moore, though, of course, Sylvania Moore got one-shotted, and now we just lose because he's about to double kill us again, and we have not enough HP to survive a single Corvash. He has a leadership trait, which gives him 3 to both his stats, and that's pretty heavy hits. I don't think I've gotten leadership on him yet, but yeah, it does hit really, really high this early in the game. A lot of stuff hits really high early in the game. The game is balanced more towards about level 100 to 300, and we're still below that level threshold at the moment. Also doesn't help that we have almost no HP kingdoms. Okay, let's go take our 3 trophy out, which is probably a bad idea, but we'll go test this out. I want to see us get the combo. Okay, starting board. Not too many really good things to go for, though. Well, I guess we'll just take that. Start getting green syrup, mainly. Skull Poke, we just let it happen, though that does bring us into one-shot range. But I need the mana, so I will take it. Here I need to convert out not blue. If we can find any extra turn that is not blue on green, that'd be great. So we'll do that on red. Get our mana. And... oh! I don't know, that's fine. I was going to say. Yeah, we kind of do need Glitter Claw in front of it. The only problem with putting Glitter Claw in front of it, though, is it feeds its mana back into itself again. Okay, we'll go through this here. Try for the extra turns right there off those blues. Didn't get a single pair, though. He gets some. I guess Purple Surge, though our Surge chance is very low. Also need to make sure he doesn't take a Skull or it dies. Oh, hello, green. We'll go take that real quick, and then we'll go for the purple. Double check anything on the board. I guess we could go for a red, brown, insta purple. No, that doesn't give us purple. It doesn't give him an extra turn either, so I guess we'll just go for that. Move that over. No Surges, though. He does get an attack buff, which is pretty annoying. Yeah, it doesn't look like this will work out that well. Has to be something better that we could throw Fairy Fire into. So she'll die right there. Not the biggest deal, but we'll go throw... try getting extra turn, I guess, on those purples. Didn't get it. Oh, come on, double red, not double purple, though. Go move that down, get quite a bit of mana. Didn't actually need the double purple for the mana, but just for the extra turn. Goblin Rockets, can you do something good? Yes, you can go align in an extra turn right there, so we'll go grab that. And we'll get all of our Goblin Rocket up. Right here, ideally, we'll be able to use this to get an extra turn. I do not believe we can lower things exactly as we need. No. If I double drop it, it will not go low enough here. So I don't believe we have a solid Goblin Rocket. We could try doing it off the top and hope we get lucky off of some kind of Cascade. We could also throw it for red right here, which I think I'm actually just going to do. So go grab the red there. Get most of our Goblin Rocket up. Still no extra turn off the cast, though. So not worth going for it yet. We might as well just take a brown or something to go get its mana up that way. And just throw that down. So go do that. Problem is, we don't have Fairy Fire down, though. Can we align right here? There has to be some way of doing that. Nope, still none. Oh, what we can do, though, is lower it down over here. So we can go do this. That gives us Fairy Fire. And now we can do it. So we'll do that. Get our mana, get our Fairy Fire, move that over. Maybe I should have switched to 2 of them. So we can actually get the mana generation off that quicker. But yeah, then we just throw this for 50% additional damage. And then this Goblin Rocket. Oh, I should have threw the Goblin Rocket first, but there we go. Down it goes. And we get an extra skull on top of it. That's okay. Definitely other things we'll need to mess around with Glitter Claw with, for sure. Probably with like Tesla and stuff like that. A little bit weird using it with a Tesla, but it would work out. It's one of our highest damage outputs that we currently have. Wish I could use it with Draculus, but it doesn't function correctly with him. Event keys we're saving for later, of course. Probably for the new kingdom, so we can get like Yao Gui on this account or something. But yeah, anyways, let's go run through dungeons real quick, and we'll just end the stream with that. Dungeons on a low-level account. Easiest way to do this is if we have a Tesla. Tesla wins through the entire game. There isn't anything that Tesla team won't do once you have a Tesla. Starting next patch, if Dragon Soul does get nerfed really hard, I'd probably say that should be the first thing in Soulforge you should go for. Where on earth is my Tesla team? Where is my Tesla? Did I overwrite it or something? I know it's in here. Tesla, come out, wherever you are. Tesla? Okay, I might need to go overwrite something. Most of these are kind of useless teams anyways, for the most part. Okay, let's just overwrite this, I guess. Tesla team it is. Okay, let's go Valkyrie. Dwarven Gates. Oh, let me go upgrade that Valkyrie. Oops, not what I meant to do. Upgrade, ascend. Get 10 more copies into it. Give me that epic. And do you get 1 more magic? Please tell me you get 1 more magic. It's not that big a deal, but yes it does! We get 1 more soul per Valkyrie cast. Perfect. That adds up over time. Especially if we're using Valkyrie on a lot of our teams. And that's 10 souls now per cast. Very nice. What else do we need? Valkyrie. Dwarven Gates, maxed out. Actually, almost everything on this team is maxed out. Well, not max, but we'll go throw that in there. Oh, wow, we can upgrade our Dwarven Gates a lot. When did we get all those copies? I guess from all the gold keys we just did. Move that down. There it is. Sacrifice. Get that to epic rarity. Level it up. There we go. That gives us more armor that will help Tesla do slightly more damage. Oops, I didn't mean to do 1 level. Go all the way. There we go. And, of course, the Tesla itself. And there we go. Only one Tesla, but that's all we need. And the banner goes on to Valkyrie banner, and we're good to go. Okay, let's just go run through dungeons. This is normally a cakewalk. All you do is cast Valkyrie, get the gates, and it feels like a late game team. That's all it is. It plays the exact same way, except you do slightly less damage. It's really nice. And it runs off of 2 commons, a rare, and unfortunately a legend. Too bad Tesla wasn't an epic or lower rarity of some kind. But yeah, it is kind of required to have Tesla. There's no replacement for Tesla in this team. You can kind of do it with Crimson Bad and maybe Draculus and such, and Uriali, but it doesn't do as much damage as a Tesla does. Or at least not early on in the game anyways, because Tesla boosts based on enemy's armor, as well as your ally armor. So even if the enemy has higher stats, you still hit basically equally as much as you would at any point in the game, because you're mainly boosting off of their armor as well. So even if they have higher HP, everything has both simultaneously higher HP and armor. So even though they have higher HP, you're still hitting them about the same as you normally would be, which is kind of nice. Okay, I could take that. I really need that, but I can't go for it because he's just going to get red out of it if I do. So we'll move that. Take the yellow. He does not take our red away. We did not surge, though, unfortunately, but we can take that. Hopefully get a Valkyrie here. Very, very few blues on this board. So that's pretty bad. We're kind of stuck doing nothing since we only use 3 colors, and we don't have any alignment anywheres. Hopefully he removes not blue right now. Or does nothing. That also works. Go get rid of green. And we got our first gate, though I need the second gate to have at least 5 mana before I cast it, or Valkyrie to have 5 mana. So I'm actually going to do it that way. Take the Valkyrie. That'll get it to 5 mana by simply taking a red, since we have +2 red on our banner. Oops, I forgot to take that. Not too big a deal. We don't have an extra turn, do we? We get a pretty good value out of purple, though, so I guess I'll go for the purple then. Go take that out. Now we have double gate. So go through gate number 1, that gives us Valkyrie, that gives us Tesla, throw Tesla down, first Tesla of the battle. Go throw it out on basically anything, doesn't really matter too much. Get the other gate down, get the other gate down. Gotta keep throwing gates into gates, get that on anything, doesn't even matter if we deny red, as long as we have the loop going, which we do. And get another gate on top of the gates, throw a Tesla, get a Valkyrie, oops, so I left a turn, not too big a deal. I didn't double check to see if we actually had an extra turn, luckily we do. Valkyrie reaches max souls, because all we have to do is cast her 4 times now that we have a 10 soul gain. Actually, technically, we already had to do that when she had a 9 soul gain, because you get 1 soul per kill. So assuming you win the battle, it would still be max souls. I remove that. What do we even need to move? Of course, this is slower than how it works in late game, but it is very, very, very easy to take out with this. We'll go for that extra turn. We actually get our mana out of it, too. Go for the brown. Get a double gates. What else do we need? That's about it. Throw gate 1, throw gate 2. And we have barriers, so we can't even hit our armors, even if we wanted to. Like right there, we took almost no damage whatsoever, other than from the skulls. I won't Valkyrie yet. We'll wait till the next turn. Throw Tesla down. Get it up again. I think we'll need 2 casts. Not that big a deal, though. Throw it down once. Take all the extra turns off the board. Looks good. No, now it doesn't. Now it does. Okay. I'll throw a gate into another cast. Let him do whatever. Please end your turn. Barrier just blocks it. He dies to that. We do 1 more cast. Just get rid of his green. Tesla again, dead. And that's what Guild Wars looks like. There we go. On a lower level account. Or at least with what we have. And then claim our reward. There we go. Other alternatives for early on in the game is using things like Double Rock Spirit, Deep Boar Ranger, or using Arcatris, Dragonian Monk, and basically just use that double disable combo with 2 other damage sources, or like with a Merline or something. Yeah, I think that would be about the safest. Going the Arcatris, Dragonian Monk, something in 3rd slot, and Merline in last slot. Would be about as safe as you can get to take those out. It would take like 15 to 20 minutes to win through dungeons that way, but all those troops are relatively cheap and would be slow, but would get the wins because it has so much disable that the enemy would never be able to do anything. And while it would take forever to actually win that way, the only thing that matters with dungeons is that you complete them. It doesn't matter how much time you take or how well you do in the battle. As long as you complete the battle, you get the full reward for each one. So it's only a matter of defeating them, not an actual matter of how well you do within them. They're not like Guild Wars or anything like that. All you have to do is simply do them each day. And it doesn't matter how long it takes, as long as it gets done before the following day. Yeah, there we go. I mainly only do it on Sundays on this account. But yeah, that'll wrap it up for the stream. for the most part, unless any of you had any other questions that I may have missed. I know, we ended up getting another dragon, so let's actually go look at that real quick again. I didn't really do too good of a glance, but what do we have on this account these days? This is our 5th account we've ever created. It's our 3rd main Let's Play account. I had my main account, of course, one that I kind of just messed with before I ever did videos, and then we had the 3 Let's Play accounts. The very first one, the second one, and this is the 3rd one. This is the most recent account we've ever created, and we did it so a few months ago. But yeah, we only have one Mythic. It was Draculus. It was really funny. I was opening event keys one week to try to get a Crimson Bat. I think we opened 100 event keys or 50. And instead of getting a Crimson Bat, I got Draculus. So what's funny right now, if I type in Crimson Bat, we actually have 0 Crimson Bat, but we do have Draculus, which is kind of funny. They both function about the same purpose, but almost everyone gets Crimson Bat before Draculus, but we kind of got it the other way around, oddly enough. Corvash is pretty good. Glitter Claw is amazingly good, though Corvash is really strong early on in the game. You can see if we get his first trait, which is relatively cheap, that would be 2020 for true damage. You saw how he was destroying us earlier, like 30 minutes ago, when we were up against it. This is enough damage to one-shot most people this early in the game. You can even see he hits that, one hits that, one hits that, one hit, one hit, one hit, one hit. A lot of the things it will be able to one-hit. So that's a really solid amount of damage, 20 per cast, because it gets 3 to all skills, and that's really easy for early game players to get. The other 2, not so much, but the leader, you can easily get that first trait. Yarrow is okay. Highforge, a little bit more so. It's has a 6 times boost ratio, which is pretty high, and it's 2 enemies. So if you're using a full dwarf team, you can basically one-shot every single cast. It's basically like Corvash, except from the other way around, but with physical damage. King Solanus, I guess for a burn option, he's not really that easy to obtain since he's a legend, but he is basically the best untraded burn option you can have. So at least we have that now. Kraken is amazing. We have it fully traded too. We also have 3 of it, so we can go triple Kraken with Green Seer now. Did we just get Green Seer? No, I think I already had it, but we can go triple Kraken, Green Seer. We could do triple Kraken, Giant Spider, stuff like that. Queen of Jezebel is okay in some instances. We can give a nice attack buff as well as a magic buff, a mana buff to everything. Shegra, too situational to really use in the early game. It's mainly just for skulls, but there aren't too many skull teams you can get away with. Sylvania Mora, if we truly needed a 4x dragon team, we could plop it in there just for full AoE. Most other situations, not really going to be needing it though. Getting fully traded is way too expensive for how little value it gives early on. Tesla is arguably the strongest, most overpowered early game troop, so we have that. Dragon Soul is the one that would be the one that's arguable on if it is stronger than Tesla on this early in the game. You can hit 20 full AoE, does a lot of mana generation, gain souls, and traits are going to be reworked for sure next patch. We still don't know what it's being nerfed or buffed into, but we do know it will no longer have mana shield, and it will no longer have possession. What it will have in those place, we do not know. We also don't know if it's going to touch the ability at all, if they're going to nerf it, rebalance, or do something. As I mentioned, it is the strongest possible option pretty much early on in the game, with the only one slightly being better possibly is Tesla. But if they do happen to nerf Dragon Soul for whatever reason, Tesla will easily be the strongest possible legend you can have early on in the game. We have 2 Umberwolves now, kind of useless in early game. The only thing Umberwolf is ever used for is his final trait, and the fact that all of his forms have stealthy. Vinoxia is a okay early game true damage, though it's such a trivial amount and misses a lot. It's kind of like a Yarrow except for true damage AoE. You would very rarely ever use this with a full dragon team, though oddly enough, there is one dragon team that you could use it with, and it's Vinoxia, Sylvania Mora, or sorry, wrong order. Vinoxia, Shegra, Sylvania Mora, and one other dragon. Maybe like a Dragon Soul or something. Actually, we technically already have that team. It wouldn't be the greatest thing, but if you had fully traded Sylvania Mora, you'd be able to get away with that, because you can keep spamming skulls and everything else while having them entangled. So you can keep spamming the skulls, hitting high with Vinoxia's high attack rate, and getting kills out that way. And yeah, that's basically all of our higher rarity troops. We also got really lucky today. We now got a Hellcat. We also got Dark Troll, which is pretty good. I don't believe we have Rock Troll, though. That's one of the really big mana generators. Nope, we still have it. Oh, we might have all the trolls now. Let me see. Do we have all the trolls? Yes, we do. We have every core mana generator in the game now. Sweet. Every single possible mana generation combination we now have. We have all 6 to trolls, and we have all 6 to converts. We have Valkyrie, Apothecary, Alchemist, Hellcat, Green Seer, Giant Spider, and we have all 6 to trolls. The Dark, the Desert, the Flame, the Forest, the Rock, and the Sea. So yes, we have every possible mana generator that is really important in the game now. This is normally pretty hard to do, because 8 of them are epic rarity. Green Seer, Hellcat, which we just got today, the Hellcat, Dark Troll, which we just also got today, Desert Troll, Flame Troll, Forest Troll, Rock Troll, and Sea Troll. All 8 of those are epic rarities, which makes them slightly harder to... You can even see we have 1 copy only of almost all of them, except for Rock Troll. But yeah, we now have every core mana generator combination that we would ever need. All of the double trolls and all of the basic converts. So that's pretty cool. Anyways, guys, now that will wrap it up for this video. We'll still be messing around with more stuff on this. I really need to do more videos on it. I just haven't really had much to go over for the most part. There are still things I kind of want to do. I haven't really done a progress video on this account, mainly because we haven't really been making much progress. So there isn't much to do a progress video on. But yeah, it's still very low level. It's a lot of fun playing at this level range. Particularly the level 100 to 300 level range, I know for sure is about the most fun you could really have in this game. Based on the current balance of the game, because that's when it's absolute best, is where you still see a lot of creative teams without seeing the super overpowered meta, and you get to mess around with a lot of stuff that isn't fully upgraded. Like, everything we're using is below optimal, with the exception of the Tesla team. This is the only team we have that is perfect exactly as it is. There's no way to make this team any stronger than it currently is, other than getting everything to Mythic, obviously, and fully maxed, but yeah, this is about as strong as the team ever gets, so that one's basically maxed out, but for the most part, you don't really get any fully optimized team this early in the game. Not until you reach like 200 plus would you ever have enough troops to really start doing that. Also, the other issue comes with trait stones too. Trait stones are always kind of lacking, though there's some new features coming in next patch that might be kind of bypassing trait stones some to be able to upgrade troops that you really like. But yeah, as you can see, we have a very small amount of almost every trait stone in the game, especially since I haven't been targeting them too much via glory. I've been trying to keep up some glory, though, in case we really need a arcane trait stone at some point. Well, let's go grab that real quick, and we get 2 of the new sand sculler that I haven't even bothered using. Let me go open those keys real quick. These will bother me if I don't. Let me go grab that. Let me go grab the 2 glory keys. Come on, let's see something amazing off one of these 2 glory keys. Hey, a diviner. That's actually pretty nice. We already got one, though. But that's our second diviner. I don't think we'd ever need 2, but it's more going towards upgrading it. Let's see a mythic go. Another lava elemental, not too bad. And a rock spirit. We already have plenty of rock spirits, but I can go throw into upgrade. Actually, if these were our first 2 gem keys ever, those would be insanely good drops to have. Both of these have a really good boost ratio for early on in the game. I still use rock spirit on occasion too, with double rock spirit, deep bore, ranger. Though with the other teams we've started to create, we can kind of go past that now. But still a really nice early game troop. Anyways, spend all the event week? No, there's no point in spending event keys right now. The only thing in it is the Great Maul and Scorpia. Or Scorpius? Whatever it's called. And both of them are pointless for us to get. I'm saving them for, not next week, but the following week for Shentang. Because I want to try getting the green-red legend on this account. To get the red convert. We can use that with Shegra and probably with our Glitter Claw as well, to get the double convert. We'd get the, wait, what is Glitter Claw? Wait, what is the... Now I forgot what he could even converts off the top of my head. Wait. Oh yeah, he converts purple to red, and the other one converts blue to green. So with those, we get to deny out 2 different colors, and then just get Fairy Fire into the really high damage output. The other guy steals 4 magic regardless of his stats. So he'd be gaining 8 additional damage every single time, and this early in the game, 8 additional damage is huge, especially if we get an extra turn on it. So yeah, I really want to get that new green-red legend on this account. Oh yeah, do we need to go throw the little color gems? I don't believe we need to go do that. Was there anything good on these that I needed? I don't think so, because we got all the core generators at this point. But let me go into the Soul Forge. We still don't have it maxed either. But these things, were there anything in any of these that we needed? None of that's good, no. Desert Troll if we didn't already have it, but it wouldn't be worth going for if that was the only drop in it. Marilith if we didn't just already get it. Though, do we even have a Wisp? I need to go double check. I forget if we even have one. Shocktopus would be good there, but we got a free copy for free when they gave it out to everyone, so I don't really need to go for it. And, yeah, there's nothing else really good to go for. Though, that does remind me. Do we have a Wisp? That's pretty sad. Do we actually not have one? No, we do. Okay, we do have 5 copies of it. That's fine. Anyways, guys, hope you all have a wonderful rest of your week. I will see you all tomorrow with the new event that's coming out. Hope you all have best of luck if you are opening any keys for it. Next week, not necessarily the best week to use event keys. You do get Corvash, you do get a mirror, you do get the new legends. But do keep in mind that the following week will be Shentang event. And Shentang will have both the Yagwei and... I already forget what his other name was, but the 2 legends from the New Kingdom, as well as all the Ultra Rare Plus from the Shentang Kingdom. So if you have been wanting all that, not tomorrow, but the 1 week from now, will be the event for that. So you most likely want to save your event keys for that. But Corvash is a really good pickup, as well as the new legend coming out tomorrow. So not a horrible week to throw event keys. Just keep in mind, don't throw too many, or else you won't have any for the following week. But anyways, yeah, that'll wrap it up. Hope you all have a wonderful rest of your week, and I will see you all later. Thank you all so much for watching. Have a good night. Goodbye, everyone.